Hello, you less than adequate sub-cretins, and welcome back to the Orb. Tonight we'll be watching an X.35 match between myself and Matthew Culver. Let's take a pause here and look at the decks we'll be playing. This is my deck for the month. It's a blue-white, mainly focused points into the Geddons and land taxes. I have 3 land taxes for 6 points. The last 4 points are all dedicated to Armageddon. What I want to do with this deck is slam down Savannah Lions, Cation Javelineers, Black Vice, whatever turn 1. Turn 2, drop something else, including Felwar Stone or Answer Back with the Swords or Disenchant. And then turn 3, ideally drop out a Preacher or Dib down. Turn 4, land the Geddon. Ideally, I want to land 2 Geddons in a game. Counter spells may seem a little ambitious with 2 blue up, but if I have land tax online, I can go grab what I need, protect these creatures, get in for the win. I'm really looking forward to playing this deck. It drops 3 unsummons in for a little spiciness. Typically they don't see play, but nothing better than paying 1, shoving a creature back in someone's hand, and then do that at the end of their turn. Go to your turn and drop that Geddon. That makes things tough. It is kind of a utility card, though. I mean, you can use unsummons to dodge Swords to Plowshares or Lightning Bolts if you need to on your own creatures. Take a look through my sideboard. I think I was mainly focused when building this against powerful artifacts, robots, even though I don't see a whole ton of them. Do have 3 blue elemental blasts, 3 power leaks for anyone playing any enchantments. In case you don't remember what power leak does, you got to pay 2. Power leak targets an enchantment, and you have to pay 2 during your upkeep, or it deals 1 damage for each one you don't pay. So drop an Armageddon. It's tough to try and defend yourself against creatures and threats. If you're paying for power leak, you're using up your resources or you're taking damage, and I'm okay with that. My deck just wants to deal with small amounts of damage, a whole bunch, until it rides into victory. So let's go take a look at my opponent's deck, Matthew. And here is Matthew's deck. Looking at it, we're actually at a 20-20-20, so that was the old rule of thumb to build the deck. And Magic the Gathering, when I first learned, at least, it was 20 lands, 20 creatures, and 20 non-creatures. Let's take a look through what he's carrying. His creatures include the very efficient Savannah Lions, Cation Javelineers. Man, those things are talented at doing the last bit of damage or picking off those little creatures that are coming at you. 3 White Knights. Pro Black's always popular. 2 for a first striker. 4 Order Lightbeer. 2 Granite Gargoyle. 2 Ball Lightning, which is kind of spicy in this. If we look at the mix-up, 3 red is a little demanding. But dropping a Ball Lightning down, and then if you look right in the middle of this picture, it's gorgeous. The Bloodlusts are gorgeous in here. +4, -4, right? Takes your creature's power down to no less than 1. So you can make a Ball Lightning. 4 red, 1 colorless, 10-1 trample coming in. The last thing you want to see on the other side, though, is an Cation Javelineer, because I can murder that Ball Lightning. He does have some removal. I do apologize. I just count the second Sarah Angel there on the second line, so I guess it's 21-19-20. Full package of removal in the form of Swords to Plowshares, 4 bolts for direct damage or more creature removal, 2 disenchants, 3 chain lightnings, a fireball, ever popular fireball. His only points that he has in this deck that I see are 3 for this balance. So we are playing X point. He is underpointed. I did not get to take a look at his sideboard, but let's get on off to the games. And here is game number 1. Tax Geddon versus Pink Weenie. Looks like I'm taking a mulligan, deciding which card I want to chuck back in the bottom of my library. I start with 6 cards. Matt's on the play with a Plains, a Savannah Lions. Savannah Lions always a formidable creature. Oh, I respond back with a Tundra and a Savannah Lions of my own. Matt drops a mountain. Tapping it for red and bolts down the line. He sends his lion in for 2, putting me at 18. I drop a desert. That's a great answer to the lion. Deserts are very effective. I believe, especially in X Point, a lot of 1-power creatures, where you can deal that final point of damage if you do have a blocker in there. I just pass back to Matt. He's deciding he sends his lion in. I take 2, but he's tapping, and there it is, Bloodlust. So he has a 6/1 lion. His lion just turned into a ball lightning. I have my desert go out and starve it to death afterwards, or whatever the 1 damage is from. I guess probably not starvation, maybe dehydration. Anyways, I'm down to 12, so my life is ticking away. I drop another Tundra and pass. Matt is definitely the aggressor in this game. He passes back to me. Both have 3 lands in play. I drop a island and a Felwar Stone. He's up to, looks like 5 in hand. Passes back to me. Tap that Felwar and drop a Savannah Lion. So a little pressure back on the board, although he is still on 20. Looks like he plays a Plateau. He has 2 out. And just another pass. Line in for 2. Ooh. Caught him there tapping a mana there. I think he's trying to decide if he wants to take it. He does. He's on 20, just down to 18. I'm sorry. Yeah, just down to 18 now. I'm tapping things. I play a Dib. Dib's on the table. I have 2 blue open. He throws down a Swords to Plowshare. Tap those 2 blue. Counterspell back from me. He doesn't really care because he has another Swords to Plowshare in his hand. So, 2 swords. 1 Dib missing from the board. I get 3 more life, so I'm back up to 15. And pass back to him. Oh, just another pass back. So it looks like my lion's going to sneak in again. There goes my lions. Savannah Lions in for another 2, putting him down to 16. I just wish I had another threat here. Matt's tapping things. Oh, Sarah Angel. His 5th land is what he was waiting for. Sarah's down on the board. I have a Swords to Plowshare for him. I'm back in for 2, so he went back to 20 with the swords. Now he's back down to 18. I drop another Dib and pass to him. Hopefully my Dib will stay alive more than a turn and get some damage in. That's deciding on what haymaker to throw at me. Oh, balance. Wow. Okay. So he's got counterspell. Wow, that was big. That was the only points in his deck, I believe. Just countered. So that was a big counter. Both my creatures are still alive. I think we both had 3 in hand. He did have 1 more land, but I would have taken the big hit there. I swing in for 5 now. So he's on 13, I'm on 14. I'm down to 14 from the dib. I pass back to him after the 5 damage. The clock is on for him. He needs an answer for my creatures. Looks like his cat decides to join the game for a moment. Just wants to say hi. He passes. Okay. Down to 13. Ping from the dib. Draw. Come in for 5. He's got Swords to Plowshare for the dib. I tap an island. I think I know what I did. I actually cast an Unsummon, and I just catch it there. Unsummon's in the bin. Put my dib back in my hand. It dodges the Swords to Plowshare, right? How great tech is Unsummon right now. Unsummon's worth $1 million. That thing's not out of the game anymore. Threat's back in my hand and now back in play. So Lions gets in for 2. He's down to 11. I drop the threat back on the table that meant to be swords. The dib's back out there. And he's down another Swords to Plowshare. He is tapping a lot. And he's going to fireball. I think he's deciding what he wants to fireball out. I believe we had a little conversation. He was asking how he could exactly split the fireball. And we go over how it has to be rounded. So he's deciding on where he wants the pain of the fireball to go to. Fireball's so effective in any old school. All X spells are, right? He decides he wants to take out the dib. Taking back the extra mana. I still have Lions on the table. That is still a threat, right? He's got to answer the Lions. He's down to 9. There's the second Lions. And now he has to come up with something in a hurry. Right? 2 threats on the table. His balance is gone. No Wrath of Gods in his deck. Turn my Lion sideways. He's down to 5 life. And only 2 cards in hand. Does he have an answer? He has a Chain Lightning. Okay, that takes out 1 Lion. And he passes. So he's on 5. I come in with my Lions again. He goes to 3. And back to him. I'm still on 13. Cation Javelineer. Okay, so. Ooh. I swords it. Javelineer gone. He goes to 4. I'm going to keep jamming my Lion home. I mean, that swords was huge, right? Black Vice doesn't really matter. He has 1 card in hand. I'm just getting things down. He's on red. He could have a wheel. Another Acacian Javelineer. Dang it. He's on 2 life. He's throwing bodies in front of, I'd say, the train, but Savannah Lions is no train. We trade. He blocks with his Javelineer. I play another Felwar Stone. Doesn't really help me a whole lot. I just need the last little bit of damage. He's got a Granite Gargoyle. This might be a problem for me. All right, 2/2 can pump his toughness with every red. He's got a bunch of red on the board because we're kind of late in the game, so he's never going to come in for more than 2, but at the same time, I'm going to have a hard time killing this thing without a Swords to Plowshare. He comes in for 2, puts me down to 11, so now I'm at 11. He's on 2. Feels like the momentum's changing. I got 6 in hand. Not a whole lot I can do. He still has 2 in hand. He drops one of those cards, a 3rd Javelineer down. That's bad news for my deck. Okay, I play Swords to Plowshare. And he plays a Bloodlust. Oh, wow. So, Bloodlust to gain 4 extra life. I mean, that's a solid move. He knew he was down at the bottom of the barrel, right? Bad sneeze. He would die. Now he's back on 8. He still has the threat on the board, the Javelineer. Not a big threat because I do have my Desert down. But it's a threat enough that he's going to kill... if I play a Preacher or Savannah Lions, he's just going to murder it. Oh, he does come in with it. Wow, this is brave. And I kill it with my Desert. And he also casts another Savannah Lion. So, more threats. That Desert's really keeping me alive, right? I'm on 10. You can only get him once with the Lions if I kill it with the Desert, which puts me on 8, and I'll take that trade all day long. Doesn't appear that I have anything I can play out. I have 6 cards in hand. 3 Fellwar Stones down, so I'd be real good drawing into a Geddon right now. Yeah, kind of not, though, right? I gotta have that Desert up to kill off his Lions. He can't just come in and trample over me. But, a threat and an Armageddon at the same time would be real good. Wow, he comes in again with the Savannah Lions. He just wants to get me down to 0 at all costs. He's trading cards to deal small amounts of damage. Oh, there we go. Okay, 2 threats on my end. I play out an Acacian Javelineer and a Savannah Lions, so he needs some answers. We're both on 8. This is a very close game. Matt says, here we go. Acacian Javelineers has Summoning Sickness. Desert. The damage has to be dealt. Here's a Ball Lightning. Oh, man. 8-2. And he's full of cheese in that deck. He's got 1 card left in hand. He's tapping it for 1 red. And here he goes. Chain Lightning me to death. Ball Lightning, Chain Lightning. Red cheese coming in for the kill. Good one, Matt. And here we are, game number 2. Pink Weenie is up 1-0. And I'm on the play for game 2. Matt has to take a mulligan. Not as bad when you're on the play, right? Get your card back to draw a card. I lead off with an island. He starts off with a plateau and a Savannah Lions. Savannah Lions have been a formidable opponent, or creature, I should just say, this game. Both sides. I play a second land. Tap 2 for a Fellwar Stone. Tap that stone for a land tax. So I did play first. A little bit harder to get that land tax going. He does have a relatively low mana curve in this deck. And look at this. Bloodlust. Friggin' Savannah Lions coming in for 6 again. I'm down to 14. Ouch. It only takes a couple of those, right? A couple of those and some direct damage and a couple of nicks and pings from his knights. I have a Chaos Orb down on the table. I have to take care of some of his threats. I'm guessing, unless he plays out something crazy, I'm gonna have to go Orb into those Savannah Lions. Okay, he does have his 3rd land down, which is good for me. It means I can activate land tax here next turn. Sends in his creatures for the attack. I activate my orb. And here we go. Let's see an orb flip. Let's look at that Savannah Lions. Oh, and it's a hit. Clean hit. So, yeah, Savannah Lions down. Threat off the board. Hopefully I can thin my deck with land tax. Uh-oh. He's still turning. He decides to drop a white knight and pass to me. So, yeah, land tax going off. Obviously, I get to thin my deck here. Add more cards to the grip, even though they are basic land. Higher chance of drawing a threat back. I do need to deal with this 2/2 for a striker. You know, looking back at this deck, a 2 for a strike is kind of bad for me. I got dibs, but other than that, I think about everything else can get murdered by that thing. Tapping for Armageddon. Okay, so first Armageddon of the game. He does have a threat down, but I am cards ahead. I do have land in my hand. Hopefully, I can keep him at bay and then answer that white knight and come back for the win. He did get that 6. I mean, he swung for 6 with that Savannah Lions. That one blow with the Savannah Lions and a Bloodlust. Wow. So, again, I don't see Bloodlust around much, but shows how powerful they are. He comes in, nicks me for 2 with the White Knight, does not play a land. I choose not to play land either. Figure I can take a few hits from the White Knight when we get the tax back on board. He doesn't care because he's chipping away. I'm down to 10. Game's in the bag. If neither of us play a land, he wins. So I drop a Tundra and pass back to him. Looks like he gets a plateau out. Comes in for another 2, so I still don't have an answer to that night. Tapping 3, a dib. Okay, that's an answer. Not a great one, because dib's going to kill me if I don't go on the offensive at some point. Ooh, he swords out my dib. So I'm back to 11. He's still on 20. I'm now down to 9 because it's his turn again. He swings in for 2 with the White Knight. He plays an Acacian Javelin here. There's 2 threats staring me down. I need answers, and I need them quick. Okay. Strip mine out his land. And pass. Okay, that's not good. So I'm on 9. He's swinging in for 3. Life total's down to 6. It's tough to even play a dib at this point if I draw one, right? I mean, I have to, if that's the only thing I have, but... Draw a card. Don't feel like it's a great answer because I'm not throwing anything down immediately. I do get out of Savannah Lions, so that's something. The bad news is he can javelin it and still poke me for 2 and have both of his creatures out there. And that's what he does. He's chucking a javelin into my Savannah Lions. Looks like he drops another mountain. Pokes in for 2 with his White Knight. I'm down to 4. Oh my god. Bloodlust and blue blasting the Bloodlust just to stay alive. So I'm down to 4 life. That would have been the game right there. That Bloodlust would have taken it out. I mean, I am in despair at best right now. At 4 life, I should be sweating bullets. He doesn't care to keep playing land, and he shouldn't. Swinging for 3. I mean, now we're just tied on land at best. And there, oh wow, lightning bolt and a quick counter spell to stay alive. I'm on 1. He's got another answer, another chain lightning. Unbelievable. I have 3 lands in hand in an Armageddon. That Armageddon would have only improved his situation. I just couldn't do it. Couldn't pull it off. I was looking for where the next answer was. It didn't matter. Good games to Matt. Thanks for watching.